Welcome back to Prep Rally. Ricky, it is week 7 of the high school football season. We've climbed the top of that mountain. Now we are headed down the back slope, the easy side, so to speak. And the playoff picture and things like that, still a little bit fuzzy, but it's starting to kind of clear up a little bit. Had some big games last week. So we're going to start with our game of the week, the Apex Network Physical Therapy Game of the Week. Rick, you and I were over at Springdale Harbor. Springdale Harbor against Springdale High. Always a great rivalry. Yep. Great inner-city rivalry, so to speak. Rick, it was all Springdale Harbor.
Last year, Springdale High won that game, 43-42. The fans rushed the stadium, out on the field and everything. Springdale fans weren't rushing the field on this one. Harbor just dominated that right from the outset. Springdale High just didn't have the firepower. Blaze Witchin, 5 touchdown passes?
5 touchdown passes, ran for another one. Yep.
So they were clearly the better team. And
Harbor played without several players who had been suspended too. Yep. So Harbor clearly the dominant team in this one, like we thought that they would be.
Yeah.
So big win for Harbor, and that they win. The win there for Harbor keeps them in pace. They're right there, in pace, or still in contention for that, for that number 2 playoff spot. Maybe the number 1 if some things happened and when it started raining fire from the sky or whatever, they could still, I guess, get that number 1. But looks like they're playing for that number 2 spot. And Rick, guess what? That's going to come this week when Springdale Harbor goes to Bentonville West in a enormous game in the 7A West.
It's an enormous game. Yeah, you talk about the pecking order, and it's not a caste system. You can still be here and go way down there, but that is a big time game. West just blew away Rogers High. I mean, the score was 35-21, but they were ahead.
It was 35-0. I think Rogers High scored some touchdowns there at the end.
Yeah. But no, that's a tremendous game.
Tremendous, and it's so that's going to be a big game this week in the 7A West. Now, Rick, you and I, we'll talk about this a little bit later. We're going to be down at Fayetteville Friday for the Bentonville at Fayetteville game.
Yes.
That'll be our game of the week this week. But some big games, of course, as the season gets toward the end, toward week 10. These games just loom larger and larger and larger, and the one that they'll have over at West with Harbor coming in is huge. Bentonville, Fayetteville will be a big game. It's always a big game.
Now, Bentonville probably, they're right there on top. It's there to win. They're undefeated, and Fayetteville's only 3-3, but Fayetteville's starting to
they've won 2 in a row.
They've won 2 in a row, and they've settled on Hank Gibbs at quarterback.
They have, Rick, and I think that's made a big difference for them the last couple of weeks. Now, last week they went down to Van Buren, a game that you and I thought would be a close game. We figured Fayetteville would win the game, but we thought it could be a close game because Van Buren has played well under first-year coach Crosby Tuck. Well, Rick, it wasn't close. Fayetteville absolutely destroyed them. Gibbs had 6 touchdown passes. They went down and just rocked Van Buren.
We were wondering after Bo Stuckey went down, said, man, they got to have somebody else come to the forefront. And the young man who has, Isaiah Satigna.
That's easy for you to say.
Yeah. I practiced. I wrote it down and everything. 5 catches, 115 yards. He was a big track star.
He is a big track star.
And looked like he was the favorite receiver for Hank Gibbs. So maybe that adds another dimension to that team. So Fayetteville's only 3-3, but you can't go into Fayetteville High in a conference game just think you're going to walk over them.
Correct.
So I expect that to be a pretty close game.
Now I said that Connor Flanagan, the star receiver, this is what I said last week, Rick. See, you didn't catch this. This is one of those just brilliant.
Well, you got to let me know so I can write it down.
Well, okay. Brilliant and me, that's not 2 words that you say together in the same sentence very often. But I said Connor Flanagan gets more attention on the football field than a Kardashian on the red carpet. See if you can beat that.
Wow, that's pretty good.
That's pretty good on my part. I might have stole it from somebody else. But anyway,
I'm sure it was Hollywood access.
Absolutely. Yeah. So Flanagan only had 3 catches against Van Buren, but all 3 were touchdowns.
Yeah, all 3 of them touchdowns.
You know what? That's good. I think that last time I checked, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
So had that going on. Bentonville, of course, rocked Rogers Heritage. As we thought they would.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the Alma Airedales. Now, Alma winless going into last week.
Yeah, struggling.
They're going to play Morrilton on the road. Morrilton and Harrison, week before just butt head, bam, back and forth, and Harrison ended up finally winning that game. So you're thinking, well, there goes Alma. They're going to be more roadkill for Morrilton.
Yep.
They're going to steamroll them. Didn't quite work out that way, did it, Rick?
Alma won the game 29-28. Help me with, now you got a brilliant mind. How do you say it?
Olaf Olsen. Double knot, Rick. Double knot.
So he's got to be a Swedish guy, right?
He should be, yes. If he's not, we're going to make him one. Double knot, Olaf Olsen.
He kicked a 38-yard field goal,
yes.
18 seconds ago. What a pressure kick
Now,
for
this
him.
is what I understand. He's an exchange student. This is first field goal attempt he's ever had in a football game. He's from wherever, maybe
Virgin
Sweden,
Islands?
maybe the Virgin Islands. I don't know. You know, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
But anyway, so first time he's ever been called in. Hey, kid. Hey, you. Quit talking to the cheerleaders over there. Come on over. I'm going to kick a field goal. Don't worry about it. This will just win the game. You know, if you make it. No pressure. No pressure on you.
See, maybe it helped that he doesn't know a lot of football,
Could
and
be.
he doesn't. I mean, if it'd been me or somebody,
He's just happy to get the Gatorade that, during the game. He,
Maybe goes out there and said, "Well, this is easy." You go,
he put his hot dog down, put his helmet on, maybe even somebody else's helmet, I don't know. Put his helmet on, went out there, boom, 38-yarder.
Airedale Nation goes nuts.
They went nuts, yes. So what a great story that was. 38-yard game-winning field goal on the road at Morton. He don't know really probably what he did.
But there's their first win in a year, too.
It was. Absolutely it was.
Wow, what a
big win there for the Alma Airedales. Now, another one, Rick, that we talked about a little bit, Ozark and Dardanelle. We talked about, in the 4A4, this was probably going to be the game that would decide the conference championship. We knew Ozark has a lot of firepower. Dardanelle, although Dardanelle was lucky to beat Gentry in week 1, they have since, really picked it up. They were playing well.
Yeah.
You know what, Rick? What Ozark had that Dardanelle didn't have?
What's that?
Harper Falconberry.
Harper Falconberry.
And that was big for Ozark. Big.
And it wasn't even a close game. Ozark 41-13. They dominated the final 3 quarters. Harper Falconberry, the quarterback, leads the conference. I looked it up. He leads the conference. How unusual is that?
In rushing.
In rushing.
He's Matt Jones reincarnated.
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
Okay,
but Harper, he's a good player. Scored 3 touchdowns. Had a 72-yard run early in the third quarter.
No, I'm sorry. I took that for you. How did he do it?
He just went with there you go.
We're still trying to learn how to spell that.
That's Harper, and he had a great game. Defense, one of their kids had 20 tackles. I don't have my glasses on, so I can't. Ozark kid, 20 tackles. That's all I can do right now.
I think his name was Keaston.
Keaston, yeah.
There you go.
Durning.
Keaston Durning. Yes, there you go. There you
20
go.
tackles.
20 tackles.
Wow. I don't think I had that in 1 year.
If you get 21, we'll get your name right the next time.
Okay.
Absolutely. That's our goal. If you go over 20, get your name right. 20 below, still kind of sketchy.
What'd you say, that guy or that kid?
Guy. 27.
But that was, Dardanelle was undefeated, and Ozark just went over there. What do you call lunch pail?
They did.
The hillbillies went over there with their lunch pail and their biscuits and cornbread and whatever they got. And they went over there and handed the sand lizards their first loss.
That was the battle of the great mascots. The
battle of the great.
And
You don't get any better. You don't get any better than that.
So some big wins last week, some upset wins, things like that. So great week of high school football. So we're going to take a break right now. We're going to take a look at some of the great photos that our photography staff has gotten over the last week. Absolutely, they're the best. When we come back, we will talk about this week's game of the week. We'll also have Paul Boyd's volleyball report, so stay with us. Paul Boyd's coming up, then we'll be right back to wrap this up.
Can I do that with the football?
There you go.
There you go.
It's a little hard to spike that thing back up.
Paul Boyd from the Northwest Arkansas Democrat-Gazette with your volleyball report this week. We're headed down to the end of the regular season here in volleyball, and only a couple weeks left until the state tournaments roll around here at the end of October. But the Bentonville Lady Tigers took care of business Tuesday and remain atop the 6A West Conference. Savannah Riney, 14 kills. Chloe Eakin, 20 digs. Great defensive effort. They took care of Rogers, and they're sitting atop the 6A West, a game ahead of Fayetteville and Harbor. Both those teams kept pace with wins last night, so there's a game difference. But they're going to need Fayetteville or Harbor are going to need some help because they don't have another shot at Bentonville with 2 games left in the conference season. But we will have what looks to be a battle for second, because Fayetteville and Harbor will meet on the last playing date here in exactly a week to finish up conference play. So we will have a definite 1, 2, 3 there. Provided everybody takes care of business. The Fayetteville Lady Bulldogs had a big night against Springdale last night. 26 kills from Rosanna Hicks. She dominated at the net after having a nice weekend, going to Central Arkansas and Conway at the Lady Cat Invitational over the weekend. They ended up losing in the semifinals against defending Class 5A state champion Jonesboro, who went on to win that tournament. Jonesboro undefeated this year. Really been dominant, but Fayetteville went down there, competed well, took a set from the Lady Hurricane, but couldn't win. Went down in three sets. As we head to the other classifications, shout out to the Farmington Lady Cardinals. Looks like they have wrapped up the 4A Northwest Conference Championship with a game left. They're undefeated in conference play with 1 left. Congratulations to Mike Howard and the Lady Cardinals there. Class 3A, Paris Lady Eagles, also rolling right along there. They remained undefeated in conference play as well, wrapping up their conference title. Both those teams will play in conference tournaments next week prior to the state tournament, but both of them have conference titles under their belts now. The Paris Lady Eagles, 4-time state 3A state champions, 32-1 this year. They also won their own Paris Invitational over the weekend, knocked off Class 4A Mina in the finals in 3 sets in a tough match. But looks like they're ready for postseason. That'll do it for this week's volleyball report. I'm Paul Boyd, Northwest Arkansas, Democrat-Gazette.
So we're back with Prep Rally. Thanks, Paul, always for bringing that volleyball report. And we're going to talk about a little high school football right here. So, good.
Not bad for pulling guard, is it?
Not bad. So this week, Rick, you and I are down at Fayetteville, down at Harmon Stadium. Got Bentonville going to Fayetteville. Now, this is always a good game. The Battle of the Vills, is what we call this, the Battle of the Vills.
Okay.
Now, Bentonville has looked good from the first practice, of the summer. They looked good. They're 6-0. They've, taken care of business, and, they've looked good. Fayetteville, they've been on that roller coaster. Been like Silver Dollar City, man. They've been on that roller coaster a little bit.
Oh, that makes me sad.
But the last couple of weeks, now that it seems like they've settled on a quarterback, Hank Gibbs has taken over that spot. Seems like they've really stabilized things.
I think Quinn comes in like a little running play. He gives them good legs right there. But hey, in our poll right here, Bryant clearly number one.
Absolutely.
Greenwood number 2. It's a 6A school.
I'd like to see Greenwood and Bryant play, Rick. I'd like to see that.
Absolutely. Hey, but Bentonville right now is number 3 in the state. They're coming. That's a tough road game over there. Bentonville is the second best team I've seen. They got offense, they got defense, special teams.
Yes.
They're field goal kicker.
Yes.
So, but Fayetteville's kind of rejuvenated, and let's see what they can do. That's why they play the games. We're gonna go down there, hopefully see a good tight game, and man, I'm ready for it. Let's go.
Rick and I will be there at 5:30 Friday for our Prep Rally Live. Join us there for that. It'll be a great atmosphere anytime Bentonville and Fayetteville get together. Always a great atmosphere. Get there early. Weather's supposed to be fantastic.
Love
Friday.
this time of year.
Yes, absolutely.
Weather.
So be sure to get there for that.
You got a pumpkin yet? A bale of hay or anything?
We got some, a few things like that. I don't know. That's my wife's thing. She
you like doing the
thing.
hay rides?
Oh, I used to love hay rides. Absolutely.
I do too.
Haven't done one in a long time. Let's go. Hot dogs and marshmallows.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I'm ready.
S'mores. You know what s'mores are?
No, I hate s'mores.
I want some more of those s'mores.
No.
Yeah. So that'll be our game of the week this week. Join us there 5:30. Don't forget that. And also, don't forget, we'll have full coverage of all high school football stuff in the Saturday edition of the Northwest Arkansas Democrat-Gazette, as well as online at nwaonline.com. So that's our game of the week, and that wraps up this week's show. We will catch you out on the football field this week. It's kind of arm you got. That's what I thought. Had a lot of wave to it.
No, I thought it was pretty good.
No, it wasn't tight enough. Didn't lead the receiver near enough.
If I wanted to, I'd throw it 60 yards down 3 times. I'd get it 60 yards down.
20 yards every time.
You got to learn to take a little bit off. That's what I did.
He's a finesse passer.
Yeah.